Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Cooler Review. You have the Rhino. I'm drinking this cooler. This cooler is from the Jaw Drop Cooler and Cooler Company. This is, well, the third thing I've had from them now, I believe. 473 milliliters. Vodka beverage. I'm just looking for the ABV before I show it. There we go, 7% in huge letters. This huge font that us blind guys would be able to see, but I didn't notice it. Anyway, this is Squeezing Lemons. So Squeezing Lemons, there's the 7% I couldn't find. Sorry, Squeezing Melons. Squeezing Melons. What were the other ones? Puckering Punch, I believe? And I think Squeezing Lemons was one, which is why I was saying that. Another one was Squeezing something. I don't remember the product of Canada. I believe it's Vancouver, BC. Ingredients: carbonated water, vodka, glucose, fructose, malic acid, citric acid, natural flavors, sodium citrate, potassium sorbate, and color. Okay. Now, I did have a comment on my last cooler review from a viewer that I actually respect. Me and him have had some conversations back and forth that said he didn't know why I do these, that it's wasting my palate. I do them basically because they are alcoholic beverages and my wife likes them. So I usually, and I did tell him this already, I'm just saying it again in case anyone else asks. So I usually buy two. I buy one for her of whatever we're thinking of buying, and then one to review. And I usually review it with the guys. I don't usually do them on my own. But since the guys haven't been coming, I have all these coolers sitting in the fridge that I have to get to before the chemicals in them like eat through a can. Look at that color. That's pink freezy right there. That's the watermelon freezy. That's what I'm seeing. Watermelon freezy. It's watermelon freezy. It's watermelon freezy. That's what I'm smelling. Watermelon freezy. A slightly tart watermelon freezy. You're getting the sweetness that the watermelon freezy gives off, but there's a slight tartness to it too, which is probably coming from the citric and malic acids. Slight tartness. It's watermelon freezy. If you like watermelon freezy, you'll like this. I'm thinking. I haven't tasted it yet, but just off the smell, you'll like this. It'll pop in your mind. It's going to go watermelon freezy, watermelon freezy, watermelon freezy. Let's try it. Cheers. It's watermelon freezy. The malic acid doesn't even really come off in this. There's not really much tartness at all in the taste. You're getting more of a sour sensation from the carbonation than anything else, and you're not getting sour from the carbonation. I'm just making the point that the carbonation is more what would make your mind think sour. Oh wait, right there in the background. Ooh, you gotta wait a while for that. It's watermelon. It's carbonation and watermelon freezy with a tiny touch of alcohol, and then after about 30 seconds after a sip, which is what's happened for me rambling with you, you get the tiniest touch of sourness on the back of the tongue. Sweet watermelon freezy, watermelon freezy, watermelon freezy, touch of alcohol, watermelon freezy, 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 sourness. There you go. So, I think this is the best of the three products by them I've had. Usual ranking system for a cooler. As an 18-year-old girl, probably a 9 out of 10. This is easy 18-year-old girl drink until you barf or pass out territory. As a 31-year-old man, if I had no one around, if I was on my own drinking in the basement, I'd give it a 7. I'd buy it again. I would. I mean, It doesn't taste bad. The thing is, getting drunk on this, again, 7% alcohol, so you could get drunk a little faster than on a lot of beers or other things. But the hangover from this the next day, like just how sweet it is, I wouldn't want the hangover. I don't want to put that much red dye in my system. There's just so many things about this that I don't want. But to be honest with you, if I'm just going straight off a taste and not thinking about what's in it, because a lot of the things that are in these coolers, and that's what a lot of people talk about, is a cooler is an alchemy experiment. Well, a lot of the chemicals in a cooler are also in your macro beers, because it's usually macro beer drinkers that have tell me that too. Oh, well, why are you drinking that beer? Why are you drinking that cooler? Think about all the things that are in it. Yeah, most of those things are in the beer you're drinking too. It's just that beer company doesn't legally have to tell you it's in there. That being said, if I'm going purely off of taste, yeah, I have to give it a 7. I have to give it an I'd buy it again. If I'm going off of a look, I'd have to give it a 3 because I wouldn't want to admit to people that I like it. If I'm going as an 18-year-old girl, then probably an 8, and maybe an 8.5. I don't see anything in this that an 18-year-old girl would dislike. I don't see anything in this that an 18-year-old boy would dislike either before I get called a sexist. You know what, when I was underage, I was drinking Smirnoff Ice, Wild Berry coolers, the big Wild Berry Extra coolers, which are 8% alcohol and cost like $8 for a 1-liter bottle. No, $5.95 back then. $5.95 for a 1-liter bottle. And I would drink my Smirnoff Ice, and back then Smirnoff Ice was 7%. And I would always get told by my friends who would drink their blue and everything like that, you're a sissy, you're this, you're that. And I'm like, I can drink... I have a lot higher ABV in my drinks than you have in yours, and mine don't taste like piss. Because even back then, I didn't really like the taste of beer. Not adjunct lager beer. I can handle it now. I mean, I've grown into being able to drink it, but as a younger boy, I didn't care to drink it. I drank a lot of flavored malt beverages. I drank Boomerang. Can Boomerang still be bought? If Boomerang can still be bought, can somebody from Quebec get me some Boomerangs? I'd love to review a Boomerang. I remember getting drunk on Boomerangs, standing in the middle of my rugby field with a Boomerang in my hand. Well, it was also the soccer field. And I threw the Boomerang because I was drunk. I threw it, and I started yelling, "It's not a Boomerang," it didn't come back to me. And I remember Boomerangs. We crossed the border when I was 18. We went from Ontario to Quebec. We went into a Dépendou, a corner store in Quebec, and I bought a 2-4 of Boomerang. I also bought a bunch of bags of chips because we weren't legal to drink in Ontario. So we bought all of our bags of chips, and we put the Boomerangs in all the bags of chips. And then we came back to Ontario with Dorito bags filled with alcohol. And then me and 2 of my buddies drank all those Boomerangs in a night. It was a good night. It really was. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Bye.